Hey, everybody, this is Renee from The Space Between, and you are listening to The Space Between podcast, the show that lets you listen to how the fans feel about the music, the art behind over 30 years of the Dave Matthews Band. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I wanted to do a short intro because this is a bonus episode. This is not going to be your typical episode, but it's about the same thing. It's the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. In February, I was able to attend Dave and Tim in Cancun, Mexico at Moon Palace. And so because I had the opportunity, I had the bonus opportunity to meet so many fans of the Dave Matthews Band. And so this episode is me sitting down with Michele Brown, who shares her journey with the Dave Matthews Band. We had the most fun just sitting around the pool, drinking margaritas and laughing. So I hope you enjoy this episode with Michele Brown. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we are still sitting here on poolside at the sunrise. I've been calling it sunset this whole time.
Sunset.
And then I just started saying sunset, sunrise.
Yep, I noticed it on the text message.
So, where are we? We're on, what is day 5? I'm lost somewhere in Mexico, and it's beautiful. But also, I live here. We live here now. So I'm here with my friend Michele. And so we met on Facebook. I think that's a common story. We became friends on Facebook, and then we finally met in person first time here in Mexico. So of course, being here, I had an audience of people that I really wanted to kind of go, hey, how in the world did you find this band? And how did it lead you to Mexico? This is kind of a crazy thing for people to think about, is that you not only go to concerts all over the United States, but if they are playing in a nearby country, you're why would I not be there?
All around the world to see somebody.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Any of that?
Exactly.
Was there fucking?
Yeah. So I have my friend Michele. I'm gonna let her tell us who she is, where she is from, and how in the world did you find this crazy band?
Wow, cool. Well, thank you, Renee. This is. I know that you probably hear this all the time, but it really is an honor. I am not somebody who does this on a regular basis, especially since I'm officially retired. I don't do interviews anymore. I don't talk in public. I don't do any of that anymore. So I don't. Even though I'm a friendly person, I like to talk to everybody. I don't do interviews anymore. So it's funny. And this is a really cool, relaxed shit. We're sitting here. I'm looking at the ocean. I'm looking at, it's a hard life. Isn't there a song about that? Hard what? And we live here now. Hashtag 1908 Mexico, baby.
Change your address.
Change your address. It'll be worth. What the crow? So Renee, I'm Michele. I'm originally from Michigan, 60 years old. Will be 61 in June, and probably started listening to Dave. I had to have been in my late 20s, early 30s is my guess. I have not pinpointed the year. You know what? Actually, I do. I have my little notepad book over there, and it's over there in the chair where I am not. So all the notes that I wrote on the plane,
You got to write notes.
I have notes. Right, but they're not over there, so I can wave to Paul and say, "Hey, honey, bring me my notebook, please, please, please." But yeah, so looking back, I think that's probably when I actually was one of those people. No, I'm not one of those people who said, "Oh, I like Satellite," or the first few songs. Yes, they're all wonderful, but I actually bought the whole CD, and that's all I bought. I kind of like this guy. I was telling somebody last night that I grew up with music. My mom made us listen to music, all kinds of music, all the time. And so there was always a radio on. There was always, Sunday dinners. There was no TV.
Yeah.
She turned on the music. So I had a pretty wide variety of genres that I love and listened to. And when that time came around, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this CD. I've not heard of this guy before. This looks like a really cool CD. I'm going to listen to it. Loved it. I think it was, and this is really going to be really embarrassing. I'm glad nobody's looking at me. Is it Crash, the one with the CD with the two colors, the red and the blue. Yeah. That was the first CD I bought.
Yes.
And it's a good one. And all of my favorites are on there, right?
What was it about it?
The colors, the CD.
Yeah.
I'm an artist at heart. I love color. I love bright things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is really a cool CD. Now, I will also say that probably around that time, and I don't remember the date, but whenever Pulp Fiction came out, I saw Pulp Fiction for the first time late and had not had a CD player. So my son started buying me CDs. So Dave's CD was one of the first 5 or 10 CDs I ever bought in my life. So that's how it started. And of course,
What about the music that he liked? Like, what was the...
I come from, late or early 60s, grew up in the 70s. I grew up in a neighborhood in Michigan that, I always tell myself, I tell people I'm literally the black sheep because I was the only black person in the neighborhood. I'm biracial, multiracial, whatever you want to call it. So my whole family, I'm Polish. I'm Polish on my mom's side, and we lived in a neighborhood. We had Danish and Polish, and we had hillbillies and Southerners, and oh my God, people from everywhere, but all from the United States somewhere, right? And then here we are, this family from Poland. My mom was born in Austria. So anyway, so I like the music because I grew up with that. Very folky, very bluesy. It seemed like he had pulled in other artists, right? And the band, the vibe of the band is just, this is really a cool group of people to listen to, right? His voice, I love his voice. He's quirky.
Yeah.
He's quirky.
Yeah.
Dave is the quirkiest.
Weird.
He's weird. Yes, and I love that about him. There isn't anything that he's not normal.
And that's great.
And that's great because maybe he is normal and we all like him because we're normal and everybody else is not. Right? That's the truth. We're all the normal ones.
Fair enough.
We are not. No, not at all. Oh my gosh, no. And so, yeah, so that I got the first CD, started listening to it, loved the band. But in all fairness, I was like excited to start buying CDs, right? As a single mom, I was also starting to go out and live my life. So I was getting all kinds of music from everywhere, right? Then I bought the second CD and like, oh, okay, I really like these guys a lot more.
Yeah.
And then my CDs and my music, it probably kind of sat on shelves because, again, as a single mom, my son's dad lived nearby. We divorced very early. He wasn't in our lives as much, so I had to do everything. And I was working a very full-time, lucrative career job in the insurance industry that I loved. I was planning on going places with it. And that was my focus, my son and my job.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do as much concert going, I don't think, as I did, or listening to as much music, and I was into everything he was doing. So it was kids stuff.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. Skip to when I met my current husband, Paul, for the second time in our lives. He brought me into the Dave Matthews Fold. I will skip to that because everything in between, I'm sure, I know I listened to Dave. I knew the music. I could listen to the songs. I knew the words. But until I met my husband, I'd never been to a Dave concert. So,
But you knew who they were.
but I absolutely knew who they were. I watched them on TV. I'd see, rolling plastic champagne glass.
Problems.
We're at the pool, right? Problems. We live here now. We have to deal with hashtag we live here now. Sand and sun.
It's hard life.
Oh my gosh. So when I met Paul, like I said, for the second time, we met through a mutual friend the first and the second time. The second time we were both available and we stuck it out together and we've been together ever since. And that was 8 years ago almost. And we met and started dating in the middle of the summer, like late summer of 2016. And both of us having been honestly recently out of really bad situations. It was like, you know what, we need some fun in our lives. And it was the perfect combination because even though I was living in Columbus and commuting to Pittsburgh where I worked, and he was living in Cincinnati at the time and coming up to Cleveland to visit his sister, we made it work. I would, make the trek from Columbus to Pittsburgh to Columbus to Cincinnati to, I had a house sitter for my dog, and I would travel, and the house sitter would be there all week long and keep my house in good order. And I would do my traveling and then pick up the puppy on Friday. It's just go to Cincinnati and then come back to Pittsburgh on Sunday night or Monday morning. And we said, this is ridiculous, right? But that first year, I think I skipped an order, but that first year, the first summer, I went to 7 shows. From July of 2016 to December of 2016, I went to 7 shows.
Wow.
Columbus. I wrote them all down. They're in the book over there on my pool chair. But Columbus, and we went to Jacksonville, Florida. We went to Blossom, of course. We went to Deer Creek. We went to all these shows everywhere where I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Why have I not done this before? You were speechless. I was not ready for that experience. Not ready for that experience at all. Oh. And then we went to Mexico. First year, 2017. They not only did the experience of seeing the whole band together blew me away. One of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. Coming to Mexico blew the lid off of all of that. And I say that for many reasons, but not only the Mexico music, right? Just being here in Mexico in the sun, but when you step off the plane, you are a Dave guest. You are a guest of the Dave Matthews Band. You are a guest of Dave and Tim.
Dave's house.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We came to Dave's house. And you are treated with the utmost care and graciousness and being spoiled and music and fans. Everybody is in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, who needs 5,000 people all at once or over the course of 3 days? And everybody's in a good mood.
Right. Everybody has a common interest too, right? Like, that no matter who you talk to, they're going to like something that you like.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be a commonality.
Yeah.
And that's when it started. 2017, 2016, around the U.S. Oh, so I'm doing it too. Sorry. She's like, Michelle, point the microphone in your direction. I'm not saying anything. But that's when it started, being able to experience. Oh, okay. She's getting some water. Renee's getting some water. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to keep talking because I don't have to look at her, even though she's beautiful. And she's sitting here with her cute little baseball hat on, her red heart sunglasses, and her tan, and her cute little short shorts, and her pink shoes. She's so adorable. No, she's adorable. She's telling me she's going to edit it, and I hope she doesn't edit it because she looks adorable. Anyway, so the rest of that story, the experience of being with a group of like-minded individuals or unlike-minded individuals that come together to be like-minded individuals is something that I wish that everybody could experience. Whether it's at a concert, within the States or on one of his tours or here in Mexico, figure out a way in your life to do it at least once. You will never be disappointed. Everybody treats you so nicely, and everybody is glad to see you. Everyone's happy to see you. Everyone says hi. Everyone smiles. You could be green, and the only thing anybody would ask you was, Are you sick?
Yes.
Can I help you? Are you sick? Oh, no, I'm green because this is what I look like. Oh, well, cool. Rock on. Let's go. Right? The world doesn't have that. And here in Mexico, it's just, it is a dream. It's a dream come true. Yes.
Dreams can come true.
Dreams can come true. So, yes. 2017 was our first time and it was magical. It was absolutely magical. We have been blessed to be able to attend. Hi. Oh, someone, please do. You're fine. We're telling her, scan the photo, scan the picture, scan the space between podcast sign that's sitting in front of the lounge chair that I'm sitting on. But, we've been very blessed to be able to come here. This is our 6th time.
Our 7 years.
Out of 7 years.
Been here almost every time.
Almost every time.
Because you live here.
Because we live here. And we figured that shit out. Like, duh. Come home.
Hello, everybody. This is Dave Rich from the Eddie Casino Band out in Las Vegas. We're really excited to get this journey going, celebrating our music, our original music, on all platforms. We just released our first single over Labor Day weekend called Eddie Casino. If you're looking for new music, look out for our next single coming out to Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Music. These guys in the band are really excited to get started playing music for you all. If you like Tom Petty, Zach Brown, Jason Mraz, Dave Matthews Band, Rob Thomas, Jimmy Buffett, Pink Floyd, Stapleton, Bare Naked Ladies, Goose, Billy Strings, Sting and the Police, a ton of influences that we bring to the table. Hope you enjoy our music and look forward to seeing you soon live on stage.
Once a year, we live in Mexico.
Exactly. For however many days. Exactly. We live in 2 places. We have property out of the country. Just right. But we missed 1 year. Lots of health issues in the family. And so we missed 1 year. And
How dare you?
how dare we, first of all, miss 1 year, right? Taking care of family. What the hell was wrong with me? I'm kidding. We always take care of family. We are a family first couple. Of course, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Never been.
You've never been. Okay. Bye. Have fun. My husband's here. He's going in the pool.
What you doing, man?
Say hi, honey. This is my husband, Paul.
Sup?
So, bye. Oh, be careful. So we missed 1 year. And we've been blessed to be able to come every year since. And I think, in case you might want to ask me what keeps us coming back, besides the obvious,
Keep coming back for more.
what keeps me coming back for more?
Those are lyrics from The Space Between, by the way.
Yes, they are. Gotta get those plugs
I mean,
for Dave. We are people. And I think after COVID hit, we probably would have always kept coming here. We would keep coming here just because of the weather. It's the time of the year we can get away from the snow. We live in the Midwest. Get the hell out of Dodge, right? But we have met so many new family people we now call family. And they're from everywhere. Yesterday, even 6 years in, we met people from Canada.
Wow.
The year before, we've met people from coast to coast, shore to shore, to top to bottom. And the stories and the experiences that we get by just experiencing everybody else's experience.
Yeah.
How would you not want to keep coming back, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like it in a nutshell in terms of span of time. We've been everywhere that we could possibly go within a driving distance
Right.
or a quick flight.
Yeah.
This year we are giving up this year we are giving up Deer Creek, and we're going to go to SPAC. So I'm really, 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 really excited about it.
Is it a fact?
Never been.
Okay. My only advice, and I'll tell this to anybody, and you go to SPAC. If you're going to go to SPAC, I'm so excited for you, but you don't want to be in the lawn. Don't buy lawn seats. We need a lawn seats. Sell them, because
Really?
I went last year for the very first time. The lawn does not have direct view of the stage. You have to watch a monitor.
Oh, that is interesting.
Eyes, you got to be inside the building. It's like a building, and then behind the building, this the lawn, and you look up at streets.
God,
Buildings.
you don't actually see their.
There are parts where you can see them, and they look like a pant. For the most part,
Got
it
it.
screams.
Okay.
That was the only disappointing thing about SPAC. So if you go,
Okay.
wait until you can get inside, and then go.
Okay. Right. That's very good advice, because we're talking about going because it's over the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
Right. But that's good advice. I don't know. I'm going to tell him, because I don't know if once she's already gotten the approval, we could probably switch it or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think they care afterward. But yeah, because we know we're going to do Mexico.
Yeah.
So we make this our annual winter vacation.
Yeah.
And then whatever else we can fit in throughout the year. We pick our hometown, which is Blossom.
Right.
A great hometown venue. And what's cool is they talked about it last night. Sorry, if you guys hear blenders, we are at the pool.
We're at the beach.
We're at the beach, and we are right next to Cocoa Bar. What a place to be.
What a place.
Hashtag we live here now. 1908 Mexico.
If someone's listening to this and they've never been to Mexico before, and they're like, I don't know if I would like it, because I'm a full band kind of gal. I'm a full band kind of guy. How do you sell that to someone who really is for sure that they really want to wait until they can hear the full band? I mean, for me, I understand that.
That's a good question, and it's fair.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's a fair question, because I think we all think that.
Yeah.
Like, how come the whole band's not here?
Right.
But right. But what I am finding out, and I'm learning, because I am still only 8 years in, I'm still a baby fan.
Yeah.
I'm still learning about why they tour, where they tour, what are the best places to go, where are their favorites, right?
Well,
and I think that I'm terrible at this recording shit. Swear, she keeps pushing the microphone at me, talk into the microphone. I'm bad at this. She's not talking, it's me. I'm not good at this anymore.
she's good at
No, so advice for somebody who is a full band person versus just Dave and Tim. So come see them anyway, because who doesn't like the full band? Of course you like the full band. But the one thing about Dave, one of the things I am learning about Dave and the guys, is that they are all exceptional musicians in their own right, and they do their own thing. And Dave gives them a break to do their own thing so that they can continue to do their own thing without maybe the shadow of the whole band, right? And Dave and Tim have been friends for such a long time that he and Tim tour together and travel together. But, Stefan does his thing. Carter has his. Tim was just in Ohio when a CD release, TR3. It's like, that's why you should see the individual artists for who they are, follow them for who they are, as well as who they are with the band, and come to Mexico to see Dave and Tim. Part of that too, Renee, is, I think I mentioned these to you over the weekend. I have seen a whole bunch more bands that I would never have gone to see had I not either come to Mexico or gone to Farm Aid, or gone to a place where a limited amount of people would be, because Dave brings in the most amazing talent.
Look at last night.
Last night, right? Joe Lawler, Lon Bello,
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily do that on his regular tour. And besides that, yeah, the whole band is amazing. But I guarantee you, when you hear some of the songs that they play, they are playing songs that the whole band plays. And you have got another version to listen to.
Yeah. And that's a whole nother thing to add to our like, well, have you heard this version?
Exactly.
No, you fucking haven't because it just happened. So now we've got like however many more songs to study. So get your books out.
Yes.
Get your pencil ready.
Yes.
History book is still being fucking written.
It's still being written. I'm exhausted from the concert weekend, but I know, looking back, I was looking at pictures this morning. Holy cow. I tell people, and I know that when I tell people this in person, they're like, why do you do this? Why do you go? And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. We work really hard for it all year. It's the best time to go and get out of the snow. It's warm. It's sunny. The people are friendly. The food is good. The travel is fairly easy. I can spend a week in the pool in another country. Oh, and by the way, I have 3 nights of very pampered, exceptional music on the beach included. People bring us
Drinks during the concert. You don't have to leave. You just say, sir, I would like a drink. And he'll say, it would be my pleasure.
softly. What? Right.
Except no, I think I've said this so many times on I've told you. But this, I think I did tell you. This feels like a Dave conference. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll explain it one more time. So from the moment I checked in, and like it felt so very much like I've been at a lot of conferences for work and stuff. I don't know if people that are listening to this have ever been to like a work conference. Well, all of us have. So we check in, I get my wristband, and then I'm looking around and there's like an activity list. Like, okay, here's when the classes start. You can take a guacamole class. Also, you can do trivia for the band. Also, you want to go do a fire dancer pose on the beach while they take pictures of you? Well, that's a thing.
On the beach, yeah.
Tie-dye on the beach. Like, okay, there was all these like itinerary. Like, here's the plans. And then, the boys are here. All the people are here for the same reason. It felt like I was here to learn more about Dave and Tim, right? Because obviously this is a history lesson. This is a fucking history class. This is what this is. Cause like Dave and Tim, OGs, right? Like OGs of the band. So, and I like to think that, when the full band is playing, if you tune in, if you lock in real tight, you can hear them all, you can hear what they're doing. But if you're just, abroad trying to listen to it all come and wave over you, you can't always pick up on like Dave playing the guitar because that's, because he's not the lead. I would definitely not call him the lead. Tim is the lead. You can usually hear him, and they do highlight him a lot in the full band. But this is just a whole different level of highlighting. And like night 2, they're both on stools. They're playing the guitar. They start facing each other like you and I are right now. Exactly. And it was like dueling guitars, like a dueling piano bar. But like they were like, watch this. And you could just tell they were like feeding off each other and like, well, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this?
Oh, a moment.
No.
Boss, were there?
No, they were locked in.
And locked in.
They were like eye to eye, like motherfucker. Oh, God, you watch this. It was so good. And you don't see that shit. Like not a lot, not. Because they're really good at wanting to share the stage with others, right? Like they are. Obviously, they do because they like to have guests and things like that. But like Dave is not wanting the spotlight for the most part. Like he really doesn't. And I love that about him because even though like his name is like the band, like the Dave Matthews Band, like he is far from wanting to be like the center.
The stage multiple times and said, you do this, buddy.
What's up, everybody? This is David with the Dave Matthews Tribute Band. We're a nationally touring tribute to DMB, playing shows all over the country and beyond. Our goal is to bring you back to the classic sound that you fell in love with in the 90s and the 2000s, featuring a violin, saxophone, and maybe some keyboards sprinkled in as well. You can find out information about all of our tours and shows by visiting thedmtb.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram and other socials by searching the Dave Matthews Tribute Band or the DMTB. Hope to see you on the road and enjoy the Space Between podcast.
And so nice of him. I mean, obviously we know that like real life situations were going on, like he had to pee or whatever. But like also, I think even if he had have never needed to use the bathroom or eat or whatever situation was going on when he walked off, you know, he walked off stage because then there was no one looking at him.
No.
Everyone was locked on Tim. And I think that's so important because like if you're a new fan, you may not know the history of Tim Reynolds. You may not know the history of just Dave Matthews. Maybe you just know about the band, right? But like these dudes have been killing it for way longer than the Dave Matthews band. Like, they've been killing it way before that.
They're friends. These guys have been friends. Like they visit each other's houses and homes. Yeah. So yeah, they're not strangers. And they show that when they play.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And so like night 3, he said, and who knows what happened, but Dave said something about like he ended up having to meet someone, you know, and he wasn't necessarily like he didn't know about it, but like it was scheduled, and you know he's a rock star, so
right.
he someone else handles his schedule, right? Like he's not like 9:00 I got to be here. No, someone's like, come on, Dave, you've got to be here,
shuffling him.
so he said he's got his backpack, he's got all his shit. And like he's trying to make sure, like I'm ready to leave, and he even said like, dude, I was ready to leave, like. He's tired. He's 56. His body probably like
He's exhausted.
I mean, you know, we're killing it down in Mexico. It's hard to live here. It's hard to live here.
Partying from morning to night, and you're drinking all day and dancing in the sun. And
you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
You can't. That is true. You have to start with something you have to start in the morning.
But anyway, so he was like,
trashed by 10 o'clock. No, you kidding.
It is possible.
It is possible.
So he's like, I don't even know. I don't even know right now. And it doesn't even matter.
I still have lost a day. For the first 4 days.
We'll find our days on like day 1 of work. We'll be like, oh, fuck.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. I got to keep up with the days and the numbers again. Shit. Oh, like getting out of bed going, where's fucking room service?
oh shit. Oh my God. Where's my sunscreen? I have sand in my hair. Oh no, I don't have sand in my hair. What am I?
Bless it. But so he puts all his stuff on. He's trying to get out the door, and someone's like, "Okay, now you got to meet with this dude or whatever." So who knows who he met with? He didn't divulge that information, and that's cool. Like it doesn't matter. But what he did take away from that is he said, "Someone says that you guys are amazing." Like, and he's talking about someone told him that your fans are amazing. Yeah. So, right. Like, so he knows. And like, I've said that so many times on this podcast, like, I just want them to know, like, I just want them to know, you know, because like, I think they know, like, obviously it's worked out for them. They're still touring, and like you can't tour if nobody's watching you. It takes us. It takes us, right? It takes us time. This man, we're a big part of this.
Following him around. We're groupies.
Dude, our bring your kids to college. You're welcome.
Right. Hope they enjoy it. But that is true. We are all, I mean, we're all in our, well, I'm over 50, but we're all in our, this is Paul and I said all week long so far as we've been walking around the resort. And I think it was the first day we have a routine. We pack up our stuff in the morning and we get ready for the pool, and we're poster collectors. Yeah. True collectors. And so he has his routine of getting up, going, standing in the poster line, which is a whole nother experience.
Yes.
And as we were walking out of our room the first day, I know I'm responsible for the swag, so I made swag. I've been busting my butt, and I've had a blast. And glad I started early. But there was somebody who was on one of the boards, and she had been talking about, because sometimes people are not as kind, and they grab everything, and they, and they walk away. Thankfully, it doesn't happen very often. but someone had posted it. And this year, I will say this partially as to, I'm not a newbie in Mexico anymore, but if for anybody who's thinking about coming here, check out the Dave and Tim in Mexico boards, the group boards. Listen to Renee's podcast. You've got people on your podcast that have been listening to Dave like for most of their life, right? They know where to go, what to do. Like you just said, if you're going to go to SPAC, do this, right? Those boards, I found out even more stuff about this resort and what to do coming here. We've been here 6 times. Right? Where people are, where they're from, maybe what their challenges are. Kind of get to know the people that you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Because this one woman, she posted, it's like she put an ordinary shoe bag on her door of her room. And it said at the top, take swag or take one, leave one. And the first 8 pockets were filled with swag from her that she was giving away. And then she, only left 4 or 5 at the bottom, whatever the bottom row was. And I remember her talking about that. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm at that door. I'm at that lady's door. So, we put all the swag down. I'm like, wait, honey, stopping in the middle of the hall. I got to put swag in her. I don't remember her name, but so we did that. And I was like, I felt so excited. We turned around, we walked away, and he's like, only at a Dave concert, only at a Dave group. Number one, would you even see that?
Right.
Number 2, would you even participate? And as we were walking down the hall, somebody else had So Damn Lucky on their door. And as we walked out to the pool, we see everybody, and we said, it's like a middle-aged spring break.
The mom and dad.
It's like middle-aged spring break. Everybody here is in that median age, right? People were talking about compression socks on the website. Well, how come it's why? Because of our age. We can't stand in that sand for that many hours, and we don't want to live.
Day, am I going to live through this? I don't know.
No,
What a way to die.
right. If I die, no, yeah.
Joking.
She's not going anywhere. But you're right. So that for me is, pay attention to the boards, meet people, experience this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a blast. It really is a blast. And following the band around, hearing them play, you get a new version of the song almost every time you listen to it. And then you take it home and you listen to, my husband is making faces at me. We need Paul. I'm going to bring Paul over here because I know that we want to get this one particular thing said and recorded before we run out of time. And that is the criteria. So I told somebody yesterday, this is Paul. Say hi again, honey. Here, sit down.
This is the speaker, or this is the mic.
There's the worst probably got it. Say hi.
Hi.
So yesterday, somebody asked me how we met and why I'm doing that fucking thing with the microphone again. I clearly don't know how to do this. Well, in all fairness, poor Renee has to record me on her phone because she's having equipment malfunctions. Imagine that. You're at the fucking pool. You're at the pool. So anyway, somebody asked me, how'd you meet your husband? And we laughed about it. It happened to be a lady from Cleveland. She lives on the east side of Cleveland. We're on the west side of Cleveland, on the other side. And I told her that he had criteria. My criteria, what I told her was that I must love Dave. That was number 1. Number 2 was, this is what I told the lady. I must love Dave. I must love Dave. And I must love Dave.
Must.
I have to be nice. Oh, and I must love Dave. That's what I told her. Now, this is what he told me is his real criteria. So I think I nailed it because I met all the criteria, right?
You had to love Dave, but that's number 3. You have to love dogs because I will have dogs until I die. And you have to be able to deal with my quirkiness because I am quirky as fuck. If you could check those 3 boxes off, you got me the rest of your life.
Check, check, check.
Yeah.
And so, as a result of all of those things that I met, the criteria that I met, we came to Mexico in 2020, February of 2020.
What a time to come.
Right before the pandemic. We came home with COVID and didn't know it.
No way.
Yes, way. And then we got married in June in our backyard because we couldn't have the big wedding that we wanted because of COVID. Oh,
That tattoo.
I was looking at tattoos. We can't see it. But anyway, so we got married in June of 2020 in our backyard because we couldn't have a big wedding. And our wedding cake was a Dave cake. It had a fire dancer and coffee rings on it. And one of our songs at the time was You and Me. So we had You and Me. We can do anything written around the side, around our cake. Yeah. So it's a love story, Renee. It's a love story. We had our cake and ate it too. It's a love story, Renee.
It's a love story, just like Taylor Swift sings about.
Yes.
Baby, just say yes. Say yes. You marked all the boxes. She's a Dave fan. Thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Well, guys, I mean, this is Mexico. I mean, we're gonna live here for like what, 24 more hours?
At least.
A little bit, 26, 27, 28. I don't know, 30. What's math? Numbers?
I don't know. What day is
Days? What day is it? Except the day you left, but I'm not leaving today.
No.
We're not leaving, Dave.
No, we're not leaving Dave. No matter what the lyrics say, we're not leaving. In fact,
Changing the lyrics like Dave does.
Whatever you want. We just make it what you want as long as it kind of sounds like it's a Dave song.
Oh, so let's talk about something right quick. This is important. We're gonna talk set list. Did you notice how that in Shotgun he changed the lyrics to phone instead of TV?
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool because like it keeps it relevant, right? Because like, and if you don't know the song Shotgun, it's definitely what you would consider, or what everyone considers a deep track. Like it's not something you're gonna find on a studio album. You're gonna find it on live albums, and it's rare. It came back out in 2022 in Austin after not being heard for a while, and so now it's happening again. People love it.
Love it.
Losing their shit.
Yes.
Like he pulls out the red guitar, the little red guitar, and like there's only a handful of songs that he uses that for, so it's kind of easy to narrow it down, and you're like, okay, it's either this, or this, or whatever. And so I don't think, well, for me, like I wasn't expecting Shotgun, only because like I don't know. I didn't know. I never expected it. What did you think?
It's surprising to hear it. Again, being newer to some of the songs, and one of the things that I love about his music too or their music is learning the meanings behind the songs.
Yeah.
Where do they come from in Dave's mind?
Right.
Because then for all of us, we all have our own attachment to it for different reasons. Paul is very attached to Shotgun. It's one of the ones I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that I've started to listen to more to try to learn the words and understand it and learn the meaning, and get my own relevance to it. But it's a beautiful song, and people, that's all I hear. Oh, Shotgun. Hope he plays Shotgun.
Yeah.
And when he did that, I think, and don't you think this weekend he played a lot of the things that you don't expect him to play when it's just the two of them?
Yeah, I think so. It was definitely different to hear some of those songs with just Dave and Tim, right? And it's so funny.
Lucky.
Right. Like
I lost
it changed the way it was. But again, that's kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's just a different version for you to listen to, right?
It's just a different version, and change the words to make it more relevant for the time frame that he's singing it in.
Right. What a cool thing as an artist to be able to change it. And like he has, sometimes Well, every time they sing it different. So it's kind of nice though, like as we're growing older, we'll be like, I don't remember the words. 'Cause I have trouble like remembering my kid's names sometimes. So, obviously he's 56, so he can just be like, you know what, that's a new version. And really it was just like, you know what, I got stoned and I can remember the words. Like,
and who cares? Who cares? Nobody. We're just glad you're still singing and touring and letting us record and listen and sing with you and look at you and listen to the band and travel with you and share your life. He doesn't share his private life, which I'm so happy that he doesn't.
yeah.
But his public persona, everybody knows everything about his public persona, and that's where it should end, I think.
Well, I mean, I would.
Let he loves to share with us, right?
Yes. Now, I will be the first to say that, like, okay, so it's 2024. His kids are like early. His girls are early 20s. So, like, when they're 50, I would love to read like a memoir of their lives and like how growing up under the spotlight of their dad. I mean, not that they're necessarily. Yeah. I mean, like, how did that look? I mean, I love a good like backstory, and
And don't you always wonder, is his wife and kids, is his family here? And what do they think?
Right.
Where are they watching it from? Are they blended in the crowd with all of us to see how much we love their person?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, and that's just not here. That's everywhere, right? Are they watching all of us to say, wow, my God.
That's one of the good things about kind of staying incognito, though, like, is you can just show up and experience it with everyone else and listen to people, because there's never a shortage of conversations of like people's opinions in these types of settings, or even just at regular concerts, in the States or whatever. But like people are always talking, and I like to believe that most people are very happy with everything. Obviously, you're going to have from time to time where people like, that kind of stuck, or that was, you know what? It's not perfect, but it's beautiful every single time. And I'm just so thankful to be here.
I'm so thankful, and thankful that you are allowing your friends and family that you meet to share your life and your time trying to figure out what the hell we're all doing.
Yeah.
All of us, like I said earlier, we all have a different take on his music. I have to say, I know we're probably running out of time, but I would love to mention, so damn lucky last night. You were privy to some of the stories that my friend Dara and I were talking about yesterday, and what's been happening this weekend. Well, let's just suffice it to say that my dad has been here the entire weekend with me. And last night, during So Damn Lucky, Dara said something to me about that song, and I never realized what it was about, or what it was about for her. And I've been trying to figure out why he's been here, or confirm that he was here. Dad died in a tragic car accident when I was 7. The last thing he did that morning was take my brother and I to school. He never took us to school. In my entire life, I've been wondering what were his last thoughts before he was killed by that. And last night, that song was like, oh crap. He is listening to me. He has been here my whole life. He's still here.
Yeah.
Telling me, I am not leaving you, baby girl. I'm not leaving you. That is the Dave experience. A song that I love, but I've never really connected with, is now a ridiculous, like, I will get those words tattooed on my body.
Yeah.
That's what being a Dave fan does for me. There's a few songs that move me. This one has moved me to tears, even the next day. And I've heard it 100 times. It didn't register. So that span of time, people who listen to him their whole lives, or for 10 minutes or an hour, and ask you, why do you listen to Dave? What is it about the music? It talks to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that music does talk to people.
Yeah.
In general, anyway. That's why we listen to it, right?
Nice.
But for me, as a Dave fan, I am absolutely so damn lucky.
Yeah. So damn lucky. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you weren't even, it's funny, Dave just keeps sneaking up on you because you don't even know when he's coming for you. Somebody asked me the other day, like something about, could I eliminate any songs? Like in order to hear one song, could I eliminate one song in general or whatever? And I said, no, because I don't ever know when a song is coming to get me. Just like that right there.
Right. It attacked me last night. I was like sobbing on our balcony, and Paul's like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I could not speak." I said, "There's been stuff happening all week. I'll fill you in later." Dara has witnessed it. Renee knows. I just am completely verklempt. I am wrecked.
Yeah.
But in a good way, right? It was not anything bad.
You went to church?
I went to church last night
on a Sunday.
Serious? Oh.
On a Sunday.
Because I live here now. I have to go to church.
Church right on the beach. Dave was a great preacher. Tim was like, he was like one of the deacons. He was like, hey guys, I'm here.
Dave took me to church.
Well, guys, so that's Mexico. So yeah, I mean, we've had so much fun getting to know people, and everyone's from a different place, like different countries, but we're all having a different experience. And that's like what blows me away is like we can all show up for the same thing, but we can have 35,000 different, however many people are here, 1,100,000, whatever the number is. It's all that many different experiences. We all took away something different. And I think the Dave conference was a success. Dave conference, right? 2024.
I love it. Dave conference 2024. That's the name. Renee coined it. Dave conference.
That, and we live here, and whatever. What's our address?
1908 Mexico. Look us up.
And there was one more that you came up with recently, right?
Oh, that is Cock in the Grass.
Yeah. Cock in the Grass. Stay tuned.
Dara knows that one.
I mean, in Mexico, you never know what you're going to find in the grass here. So
it has to do with butterflies too, which is crazy because that's the tie. Butterflies, me and my dad, monarch butterflies and cardinals. And Dara, there was a whole thing with butterflies this weekend. And then the Cock in the Grass thing was because he mentioned butterflies on stage last night, butterfly wings on stage.
Yeah.
It's just been an entire weekend of love and family.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes.
And music.
Really good music. God bless. We're so damn lucky. Damn lucky. Yeah. So guys.
Renee.
Yes. Thank you so much for being on.
Been a blast.
Guys, stay tuned. We have an episode every week. And so this is a fun one. I mean, I didn't even know I was coming to Mexico, but now I live here. So I forwarded my mail. My number is 1908 Mexico. Is that right?
That's our address.
That's the address. So
even not your phone number. Don't keep your phone number.
No, I don't even. No. I don't have. I'm about to disconnect my phone. All I need is the internet, bitch. I don't need no phone. Don't call me. I live here.
Right.
I live here now. But guys, this has been so much fun. I'm so excited. So we're gonna chill the rest of the day. We're gonna catch some sun, like we aren't already doing that. And then we're going to go back to the freezing cold here in a few days. So we're all just so excited. I'm so pumped to see my hubby. I've been missing him, but like the weather has got me saying, girl, you need to stay. Stay. You don't want to go back. Sunshine makes you happy. That I believe in now.
Does make you happy.
I believe in it. I mean, I believed in it always, but well, guys, thank you so much for listening and stay tuned. We'll have another episode soon. Peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band.